What up YouTube, it's your boy ProfessorStix and I'm back again with another Call of Duty Warzone video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 11 simple tips to help you improve your teamwork in Warzone. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I make Warzone tips and tricks videos and I compare the best weapons in Warzone so you can rise to the top. Let's get into it. The first number one tip, and it's super simple, is have a microphone and make sure it's got good quality. This game requires constant clear communication and having a good quality mic is crucial. You don't want people to have to mute you or back out because you sound like you're underwater. You can play this game without a mic, but it becomes very difficult, and so having a mic is a difference maker. If you're playing with randoms, it even increases your odds of winning if you're communicating with your teammates. Having a mic allows you to communicate and describe what you're seeing, and it reduces the burden on your teammates to have to assume what you are looking at. So make sure you have a good mic, and this brings me to tip number 2: over communicate and over describe. You want to be constantly telling people what you're looking at. I see him, he's on the red roof, he's on the green roof. You want to call out colors of buildings, you want to call out the operator, they have a rose skin, they have the ghillie suit, whatever it is, you want to call it out. Even the direction the enemy might be in. If your teammate is coming back from the gulag, give them a status report. There's one more, another team came in, we eliminated a team, land back on your loot, I have your back. I'm telling you, constant communication is going to take your gameplay to the next level, and it's going to overall improve your teamwork. Listen, over here is not good comms. If your teammates are still saying over here, let them know that's not good comms. I need to know exactly what you're looking at, so describe it as best as you can. Which brings me to number 3, which is live pings are broken in this game. There aren't many other BRs that allow a live ping where you can see the enemy through the wall. Live pings can be a lifesaver. Live pings can appear on your teammate's screen so that they can track enemies through a wall. A live ping is definitive. It lets you know this guy is exactly here. So call out when you have a live ping. Getting live pings can be hard, but if you're shooting at an enemy, try to get a live ping on them. If you get downed by an enemy, make sure you try to live ping them as soon as possible because that can save you. Now, tip number 4, and this is a huge one: take different angles when you're entering a gunfight. The best way to engage a team in a fight is to set up at different angles to pinch your enemy opponent. Help your teammates by taking another angle and covering their blind spots, or force enemies into your teammates' line of sight. Taking different angles can prevent collaterals. Taking different angles can cause the enemy to become confused. Try to make a flank. Shoot from different directions because this can ultimately confuse the enemy team and make eliminating them a lot easier. Tip number 5: loot has neighbors. You should be looting close by, especially if teams landed in your vicinity. If the area of looting is small, you don't want to land in the same building, land in neighboring buildings. You want to be able to loot as fast as possible, get a loadout and a UAV because this will better prepare your team for the next fight. Being a good teammate is putting yourself in a position to support your team or be supported by them. So make sure you guys are looting close by, but don't be side by side holding each other's hands. It's going to take a lot longer to loot if you're side by side, but if looting in different buildings close by, you'll be able to get what you need to get a loadout, and it'll be close enough to help each other out in case an enemy team approaches one of you. Number 6: share resources. Hold on to helpful field upgrades. If you see a trophy, grab it. If you see a dead silence, grab it. If you have a dead silence and you see another dead silence, ping it and say, yo, there's a dead silence here. You need to help your teammates get the right resources so they can win fights. If you find field upgrades or kill streaks, ask your teammates to pick them up if you can't. If your teammate is coming back from the gulag or they just got bought back, give them one of your custom weapons. It's better for them to have one of your custom guns than to have some ground loot, especially if it's mid to end game. You want them to be able to defend themselves the best that they can. Give your teammates money to buy self revives. Oh my gosh, I get so pissed off when somebody has enough money to distribute, but instead they go and buy an armor box, they go and buy a UAV, when they could have distributed that money evenly amongst the team and everybody could have gotten a self revive. This is important, especially if one of your teammates has been to the gulag. Try to get them a self revive as soon as possible. Spread the wealth. This game is about resources, and so if you spread the wealth, you guys accumulate the right resources for that end circle, you're gonna have ultimately a better chance of winning the game. Number 7: complete objectives efficiently. Every team member should be trying to complete any active contracts as soon as possible, especially if they're scavengers or recons. If you're going for a bounty, make sure you guys have a strategy and go all together. There shouldn't be anybody lagging behind looting buildings while you have a contract going. You should be trying to get to the objective as soon as possible. Lagging behind is going to cause teammates to get left in the open, get down, or ultimately get you team wiped because you're not prepared for the next fight. This brings me to number 8, contribute to the team decisions. If you don't think a scavenger is the right thing to grab at the time, let your teammates know what you should be doing. If you don't think it's a recon, maybe you want to grab a bounty, whatever it is, make sure you put your input into the decision-making process. At the end of the day, even if you defer all the decision-making process to one person, as long as everybody is on the same page, this will prevent mishaps and this will prevent miscommunication. So confirm with pings. If you're not using a mic, make sure you're confirming with pings. Let people know where you're going. Suggest alternative strategies, but as long as you remain on the same page, you will be in a good position and your teamwork will be continuously improving. This brings me to tip number 9. Don't trail behind. We all have that one teammate that trails behind a little bit too long and then they get picked off, and then either one of two things happen. Everybody rushes back to try and save that teammate, and then everybody's in a bad position and we get team wiped, or we have to leave him behind, but now we're short, especially in that end game. So don't trail behind. This goes back to tip number 7 and tip number 8. Complete objectives efficiently, even if it's not a contract. If it's rotating to the right part of the circle, make sure that everybody is on the same page. So that's why it's important for you to contribute to team decisions and then make sure you're not trailing behind. Get to that position that you want to hold or get to that team that you want to take out so that you can put yourself in the best position to win. This brings me to number 10, stay focused. So many people choke, so many players sell in those final moments because they lose focus on the end goal, which is to survive. You want to be the last team standing. And so there are times when, yes, you need to slow it down. I've seen so many of my teammates jump out, get over aggressive, try to make the hero play, and they get taken out. Now it's a disadvantage. It's either 2v3, 1v2, or 3v4, or even worse, everybody gets wiped because you put a team in the bad position. The other thing is, don't lag behind or get caught in the open. When it is that end circle, you need to stay focused on fighting from cover and making sure that you're making the right decisions. So what do you need to get prepared for the end circle? You need to make sure that everybody has a self-revive. You need to make sure everybody has kill streaks, everybody has a gas mask, and 1 or 2 players are holding an armor box or an ammunition box. This is crucial to your end circle, and this is all part of staying focused. Somebody on the team needs to be the one to call out, hey, we need these resources. Hey, we need these items. Does everybody have ammunition? Does everybody have a self-revive? These are things that are important, so you need to stay focused. And so last but not least, know your role. You need to know your role on the team and play to your strengths. Some guys are really good at strategy and picking out good spots. They know how to rotate the circle. They know how to get to power positions. They know when to take on a fight and when not to take on a fight. Make those call outs. That is part of being a good teammate, making those call outs. I don't think we should push that team. I think we should rotate the circle. I think we should go and hold this position. Those are great call outs. And if you are the natural leader on your team, make sure you play that role. Some guys are excellent at sniping. They can make that shot that changes the tide of a battle. If you're that guy, take that shot. Do not hesitate. Play a role. If you're the aggressive player and you're the one that's usually taking 2 or 3 guys down before you get killed, play that role. But let everybody know this is the role I'm going to play. And so the team can play around you. They can play aggressive around you, and then you guys can ultimately use your teamwork to get those wins. And hey, some of you guys are great at causing a commotion. You got the lethals, you have the Semtex, you have the RPG. Let those things fly and make sure you're causing a commotion so that teams are running scared because they don't know what to do, and your teammates can come in and clean up. At the end of the day, knowing your role allows you to play together as a cohesive unit and take on other enemy teams and ultimately get that victory. So you know your role and play it well. Guys, that's it for me. I stream Monday and Friday over on Twitch. I'll link to that in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can find your way back for more Call of Duty content. As always, guys, make sure you drop into Verdansk and keep on improving. Peace.